For more than 80 years, the British Special Air Service, the SAS, has basically been the gold standard for elite special forces. You know, their edge doesn't just come from that legendary brutal training, it also comes from the tools they carry. So today, we're going to crack open the armory and really dig into the story behind the weapons that define their missions.
Now this quote, it's describing a real weapon used by the SAS, and it just perfectly captures the specialized, super stealthy nature of their work. See, this isn't about having the biggest, loudest guns. It's about having the right guns. And some of them, well, you'll just never ever hear coming.
So yeah, we're not just gonna give you a boring list of firearms. We're gonna follow the evolution of the SAS Arsenal like a story. And it's a story of constant adaptation, where every single piece of gear was picked to solve a very specific and very real life or death problem on the battlefield.
And that story? It starts right where the SAS did, in the brutal, wide-open deserts of North Africa during World War II. Their missions were totally unconventional. We're talking daring raids deep behind enemy lines. So their weapons had to be just as creative and just as tough.
What jumps out at you right away here is just the sheer pragmatism of it all. I mean, you've got the American Thompson, the classic British Webley revolver, and the infamous Sten gun, a weapon that was, let's be honest, cheap and crude, but man was it effective. They even used things like the gammon bomb, which was basically a customizable explosive. This wasn't about looking cool, it was about getting the job done with whatever worked, period.
But even way back then, stealth was absolutely critical, and the Lisle Carbine is the perfect example. This thing was engineered to be unbelievably quiet. It was a specialist tool for covert ops, no doubt about it. And it shows you that right from the get-go, the SAS understood that the most powerful weapon is often the one the enemy never even hears.
Okay, now let's jump to a completely different kind of battlefield. The tight, claustrophobic spaces of a building, an airplane, an urban street. This is Close Quarters Battle, or CQB, and it demanded a totally different approach to weapons. A huge shift from rugged reliability to absolute surgical precision. And this slide just shows that evolution perfectly. On the left, you've got the Stirling submachine gun, an absolute workhorse. The SAS relied on this thing for decades because it would just keep firing no matter how much mud and gunk you threw at it. But then, on the right, you have the Heckler & Koch MP5. This wasn't about being mud-proof, it was about putting every single round, even on full auto, exactly where you wanted it to go.
And this was the moment the entire world saw that precision in action. During the televised rescue at the Iranian embassy siege, the SAS put on a masterclass with the MP5. Think about it. In a hostage situation, you can't just spray and pray. You need a weapon that can make pinpoint life-saving shots in a fraction of a second. And the MP5? It delivered.
So, what made the MP5 so good? Well, it's all about balance. Just look at this chart. The old M3 grease gun, a pretty slow rate of fire, which made it easy to control. On the other end of the spectrum, you got the tiny Ingram M10, spitting out over 1,000 rounds a minute, which made it almost impossible to control. The MP5 hit that perfect sweet spot. A high rate of fire, but with an advanced operating system that kept it incredibly accurate.
And today, that philosophy of specialization is more critical than ever. Need to blend in for a close protection job? You've got the concealable Glock 19. Going up against enemies with body armor, the MP7A1 and its armor-piercing rounds are what you need. Operating out of a vehicle, the super compact SIG MCX Virtus is the tool for that. Each weapon is a specific answer to a modern-day threat.
All right, so we've covered the up-close and personal fight. But what about engaging targets from way out? This brings us to the evolution of the SAS's main tool, the rifle.
This table really shows a massive shift in thinking. For decades, their go-to was the L1A1 rifle, firing a big, powerful 7.62mm round. It had incredible stopping power. But today, they use carbines, like the L119A2, which uses a smaller 5.56mm round. The key thing to understand here is the trade-off. They gave up some of that raw power in exchange for a lighter weapon, the ability to carry a lot more ammo, and the modularity to customize it for pretty much any mission.
And then, there are those moments when a standard rifle just isn't going to cut it. When you need to influence the battlefield from a kilometer away, or even more. This is where incredible engineering meets almost superhuman skill.
For years, the SAS relied on converted Lee-Enfield rifles, like the L42A1. I mean, this was a World War II design with a new scope slapped on it, but it was still deadly accurate out to 900 meters. That's just a testament to a solid, reliable design.
But, threats evolve. To deal with enemy vehicles or targets hiding behind concrete walls, you need more punch. So enter the AW-50. This is a .5 caliber beast that can effectively hit targets well beyond 1,500 meters. This isn't just about stopping people, this is about stopping equipment.
And this is just the absolute pinnacle. Using the L115A3 rifle in Afghanistan, a British sniper made a confirmed kill at 2,475 meters. Let that sink in. That is over 1.5 miles away. An almost unbelievable feat of technology and human skill coming together.
Of course, not every problem can be solved with one perfect shot. Sometimes you just need overwhelming firepower, to suppress the enemy, reach a building, or take out a vehicle. It's time to bring out the heavy hitters.
Think of this chart as an escalation of force toolkit. Need to make the enemy keep their heads down? You unleash the L7A2 general-purpose machine gun. Need to get inside a building? The M203 grenade launcher is your key. A tank is rolling up on you? Well, that's what the Javelin missile is for. A helicopter? The Stinger. Each tool solves a progressively bigger and bigger problem.
And you can't underestimate the psychological effect of these weapons. This quote here, it's describing the M134 minigun, which can fire up to 6,000 rounds a minute. And it says it all. The sheer sound of a weapon like that, it can win a fight before it even really starts.
So, where has this whole journey of evolution taken us? To the modern SAS operator's toolkit. And if there's one single word that defines it, it's adaptability.
The key concept here is something called modularity. Basically, instead of needing dozens of different guns, you have one weapon platform that can be changed or reconfigured to do a whole bunch of different jobs. It's like Legos for guns. It's just smarter and way more efficient.
And this is what that looks like in the real world. An operator can take one rifle, the AXMC. So for a mission in a city, he might pop on a shorter barrel for what we call designated marksman work. But for a super long-range shot out in the mountains, he can swap to a much longer, more powerful barrel in just a few minutes. One rifle, multiple missions. That is the modern way.
And what's wild is that this brings us full circle, right back to the beginning. From picking up Thompsons in World War II to sometimes using captured enemy weapons to blend in, the core philosophy has never ever changed. It's not about being loyal to a brand or a country. It is, and it always has been, about pure, simple pragmatism. Use the absolute best tool for the job.
So from crude Sten guns to multi-caliber sniper systems, the SAS toolkit has always been shaped by pragmatism and the need to adapt. But that raises a pretty fascinating question, doesn't it? In a future of drones, cyber warfare, maybe even directed energy weapons, what will the right tool for the job even look like? What's going to define the operator's arsenal next?